Want to have voiceover talk to you in the login window in macOS, Sonoma and Ventura? Hello everyone on YouTube, it's Jordan here again, and following on from a video I did last year about enabling voiceover in the login window on macOS, Mojave, Catalina, Big Sur and Monterey, we're going to be doing this again because Apple has made big changes when macOS Ventura came out. In fact, I'm excited to do this video because I've been wanting to do it for a while and now I've gotten around to doing it. But before we go ahead and do that, I've got a simple task that'll only take a few seconds for you to complete. Somewhere on the page you're on right now is a button, and if you press that button, you've just made sure that you're not going to miss any more content from me. Once you've done that, ring the notification bell so that you'll never miss any uploads. So that's 2 times the charm. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get things up and running. Now you can see I've already done this to my Mac already. I'm running macOS Sonoma, but if you're running macOS Ventura, this is going to work for you. And it also works if you're running macOS Sonoma on an unsupported Mac like me. Anyway, here we go. Let's see how we do this.
Finder.
So the first step to getting VoiceOver to talk to you in the login window is to find out where all your settings are, and that's pretty easy. If you're new to the Mac, or you haven't had a Mac for a while, the System Preferences has now been renamed to System Settings in macOS Ventura. So I'm going into my Applications folder.
Safari, Shortcut, Siri, Stickies, Stocks, System Settings.
And it's here. I'm going to open it now.
Open. System Settings. Now, you are currently on a table. To enter this table.
In the System Settings, you're actually brought to the Appearance menu by default. Now, there's 2 ways of navigating System Settings. You can use
Search Appearance, Tool, Appear, Search, Side, Verticals, Sidebar.
This handy-dandy list right here.
Accessibility, Control Center, Siri and Spotlight, Privacy and Security, Desktop and Dock, Displays, Wallpaper, Screensaver, Energy Saver.
And that's going to expand all the preference panes as you navigate them. So here in it, my cursor is on the Energy Saver Preferences pane, but visually you can see that Energy Saver has been expanded. So I'm going to go stop interacting with that.
Out of sidebar, vertical scroll area.
And now I'm no longer in the sidebar, and now I'm inside the preference pane, and I can toggle various settings.
Prevent automatic sleeping when the display is off. Enable power nap. Prevent automatic out of vertical side.
So that's a pretty interesting feature. Now, where you want to go to get VoiceOver from the login window
Lock screen, level 1.
Is here on the lock screen settings. So, once you're on the setting you want, you simply press the Control, Option, Shift and up.
Out of sidebar.
And that gets you out of there.
Vertical scroll area.
And now, here we are in the lock screen settings. So once you get to that scroll pane, you interact with it, and you can have a play with the settings in there.
Never. Start screensaver.
And you can choose how long you want your start screensaver.
Never. Start screens. Turn display off when inactive.
But we're not interested in all these features here.
Never.
Let's keep navigating.
Warning: never letting your display require. Never. Show large clock. Unlock screen. Show username and show password hints. Show password. Show message when locked. Show message heading when switching. Login window shows. Login window shows list of users. Login window. Show the sleep. Accessibility options button.
And here is where they've moved our accessibility options here. So if we click it,
14 items.
We now have
Zoom.
Options.
VoiceOver on. Switch.
VoiceOver, which I've already turned on because I like to have VoiceOver talk to me when I'm logging into my Mac.
Zoom.
The Zoom option.
Zoom off. Switch. Accessibility keyboard star. Accessibility keyboard star off. Sticky keys off. Slow mouse key turning off done. But turning off a feature disables that feature for all users at the login window, but can be turned back on by the accessibility shortcut menu. Start by turning on a feature. Your own configurations will be used for all users at the login window. You are currently
and you can click
done button.
Done, and that will close that little section and return you back to the lock screen preference pane.
Accessibility options button.
Now, if you don't like navigating the preferences pane that way, you can also go do it via the menu bar.
Menu bar.
Now, if you don't like navigating the system settings, so
System bar, edit, window, view.
Click on view.
Back forward. Search about. Accessibility.
And here you go, all your preference panes are listed in alphabetical order. So we've got
About. Accessibility. AirDrop and handoff. Appearance. Apple ID. Bluetooth. Control center. Date and time. Desktop and dock. Displays. Energy saver. Extensions.
it's a no-brainer. So if you don't like using the cryptic way that Apple has designed system settings, you can actually navigate that area. So that's a pretty easy thing to do. Now this works on both macOS Ventura and macOS Sonoma. Now, it may also work in future versions of macOS. At the time of this video, the newest version of macOS is indeed macOS Sonoma version 14.0. But Apple could change this, so I'll do an updated video once there are actually changes. So, if you want to learn how to do that in macOS Monterey and older, then go ahead and follow that video. It's on the channel somewhere. Anyway, as I said, if you're using macOS High Sierra, then your actual login with VoiceOver is not actually in the accessibility options. It's right there in the users and groups pane, and I am so glad Apple moved that to a dedicated section in macOS Mojave, because it would have been extremely difficult for you for new users to find that if it wasn't in its own dedicated pane. But I'm so glad it's actually there. I mean, when I wanted to do that, I had to look carefully, and then when I found the accessibility options, it was there. So the video I originally watched when I first got this Mac was out of date anyway, so I had to find that out on my own, but it was essentially the same process. So that's how to enable accessibility on the login screen. Now, if you want to see it in progress, simply reboot your Mac, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Wi-Fi. System setting. Menu bar. App Store. Recent. Sleep. Restart. Closing. Authentication. Reopen. Can't restart. Finder. Applications. Window.
Restart for the settings to take effect. So just listen to that boot chime. I hope the microphone picked that up. So we wait for it to boot up a bit. Now I'm running OpenCore Legacy Patra, in case you can't see on the screen, which you probably won't be able to do, but it still boots up like a normal Mac anyway. I'm running macOS Sonoma on a 2017 iMac, which is an unsupported Mac for Sonoma, but with OpenCore Legacy Patra it works. So we're waiting for it to boot up.
Login window install. Enter password application.
And there you go.
System dialog.
So you'll know that you're able to log in because it's going to turn on automatically when you log in, so you're not missing out on any new content. So you simply type your password, press shift and enter to avoid stuff from opening in the background, and there you go, you're logged in. So that's how to enable VoiceOver on the login window in macOS Ventura and Sonoma. Hope this video helps, and if you want to see more content from me, don't forget to subscribe, and until the next video, toodle pip.
Pause. Stop.
This is Jordan signing off saying have a good day everyone.